tonight, a northern Minnesota school board made the controversial decision to permanently close one of its schools. The South Koochiching Rainy River School District has two K-12 schools, Northome and Indus. They're about 80 miles apart. In March, the school board voted to explore closing the Indus school to make up for a budget deficit of $400,000. But the Indus community pushed back, saying that could leave some students with a 90-minute bus ride. A neutral hearing officer was brought in to review the situation and make a recommendation. That lawyer recommended closing the Indus school after weighing both population trends and the district's financial history. So tonight, the lawyer presented that information in a public meeting. Then the board voted, deciding to permanently close the Indus school on a 4-2 vote. The board also voted 4-2 against a measure to keep the school open one more year, so it will close 1 month from now. We were there tonight where many frustrated folks reacted to the decision.
It's a pretty selfish act. They could have went a year. They could afford it. They wouldn't have broken the bank.
Well, obviously, we're pretty devastated up at Indus. We had not really planned for this to be happening in any way, shape, or form until it came up this year in one of the school board meetings.
As some from Indus say legal action is being considered, they're also appealing to local state reps and senators and say those lawmakers are listening. We'll continue following the story and bring you any new developments.